Hey there, it's Miss Sky, and we have arrived at session 14, which is the final project session. All right, buckle up, Buttercup, because I'm about to throw a lot of information at you. You may want to chunk this video for yourself and only listen to each individual session of the final project as we go along. Or you may just want to just listen and let's see what I have to say, and then you can kind of decide how you want to divide things up. So essentially, your final project is all about an additional deep self-analysis and reflection of yourself and what you have learned throughout this course. The final project is divided into 4 smaller portions. So there are 4 aspects of the final project, and the 4 of them together will give you a final project total grade. So each item within the final project does have its own grade, but they are all lumped together in the grade book as one particular section. So what are the 4 parts? One part is an infographic, one part is a Google Slides presentation, one part is an essay, and I use that term very loosely, so don't freak out on me. And one part is an image collection. All right, the first thing we're going to do is look at those final project directions. Here we go. I've just listed out for you those 4 pieces of the final project. This document right here is going to walk you through the directions for each individual assignment. So I'm going to suggest that you spend some time reading through each part so you kind of have a better idea of what I am expecting. So the first is an infographic, and I'm going to ask you to use the particular infographic maker that I'm providing a link to you for. And you are going to use that infographic maker to display 5 positive outcomes of diversity. So think about why diversity can be positive in your life, in a team, in a workspace, in any aspect that you want to pursue. And then tell me how it can be positive. All right, so think about some of the questions. What are the best reasons to promote diversity to other people? And what are 5 points that you could make to someone when you're having a conversation with them who isn't quite to the point of being open-minded about embracing people that are different from them? Okay, so that sort of reflective piece of what are 5 points, what are 5 outcomes of diversity in a positive light. All right, so when you are looking at creating this infographic, you may go, Miss Guy, I'm not really sure I even know what an infographic is. Just Google it, guys. Google how to make a great infographic. Google examples of infographics, and you're going to see them all over the place. All right. It essentially is this little small looking poster that is very attractive in color and images, and it does have words, but it's not a ton of words. Okay, so it may have a label and a sentence or 2 explaining each piece. It's not a paragraph for each of the 5. Okay, all right, so you are going to use the infographic maker that I have linked for you here, and you are going to make sure that you have downloaded it to your computer, that you have screenshotted it and put it in a file for you. Okay, you are going to make sure that you have done at least 2 or 3 different methods of saving your infographic. Sometimes I have students that turn something in and it's this random link and I can't get to it, and they don't know where they saved it, and they can't figure out how to find it for me. There is no late work submitted in this section, so I would encourage you to save your infographic in multiple places. Take a screenshot of it and email it to yourself. That's a great way to save it. Save it on your desktop. multiple ways, all right? And I would also suggest that once you turn it in, you email me. Hey, Miss Guy, can you check and see if you can view my infographic? All right, that's A, how I know you watch this directions video, and B, a great way for me to say, you know, I can't see it, so try again a different way, or for you to have peace of mind knowing that I can open it, okay? That is number one. When you see the number or the infographic assignment in Moodle, you will see the directions posted there for you again, and you will submit there, okay? All right, number two. Number two is a Google Slides presentation. Now, this is a Google Slides presentation that has a specific focus. You are going to address diversity within your career. All right, so we've done a couple of career assignments before where I've asked you to think about a career field you're interested in. As a reminder, just pick a career or a career field that you might be interested in. I promise you, I will not hunt you down and I will not haunt your dreams if you change career choices or career fields between now and the time that you go into that field. All right, so all I'm asking you to do is choose a field, but choose something that you might be interested in, and then incorporate how you can address diversity within that career. Some of you that are already working in environments that have a lot of diversity between the people that you are working with or the people that you are working for, you kind of already know a lot of this stuff. If you're not already working in a job that's exposing you to this, you're going to have to think forward in the future, all right? So you're going to create a Google Slides presentation. Let me say that again. You are going to create a Google Slides presentation, not a PowerPoint, not a Canva, a Google Slides presentation. The reason why I'm being picky about this is because Moodle is funky about the size of things that they submit, and so that's why I've asked you to submit things a certain way for this final project. All right, so you're going to create a Google Slides presentation that addresses how you plan to incorporate diversity into your career. And you have to find 5 ways to do that. Okay, so it can be the career you're working in now, or it can be one that you hope to work in the future. This is sort of a way for you to express your creativity. All right. Your setup may look very different from another student based upon the career that you are choosing. So you have full reign in how you organize this. But what I'm saying is, when I'm looking at your Google Slides presentation, I should be able to find 5, very easy to identify, 5 ways that you plan to incorporate diversity into your career. Okay, so there should be no question in my mind what those 5 are after I look at your Google Slides presentation. I should see images that correspond to your content. Every single one of the 5 ways that you're going to incorporate diversity should have some sort of corresponding image. Yes, I should see your creativity and your professionalism coming out. And then I should also see that you have proofread and there's no grammatical errors. Okay, that's all the ramifications. You just use your creativity and your excitement to create the Google Slides presentation in addition to what I have required. All right, now for that, you will see that as well. Bam, right here is your your presentation for your final project, and you will drop that in to Moodle. Once again, Google Slides presentation. All right, now number 3, this is the one where most students are going to freak out on me, but I promise, please do not. I'm calling this an essay. All right, this is a personal reflection that is going to address the growth that you have encountered involving diversity this semester. All right, when I say essay, I'm saying minimum of 1 page. All right, minimum of 1 page means that it actually goes on to page 2, okay? Just so we can clear that up. Some people are like, but I got almost a page. But okay, so at least get on to page 2. It might be a sentence on to page 2, but make sure it's at least on to page 2. All right, you are going to discuss with me your transformation throughout the semester. All right, so here are some points that you can reflect on. what diversity meant to you before this semester, what it means to you now. Why should you promote diversity in your world? How do you address that with somebody who isn't quite open-minded? Some myths that you've had to confront that maybe you believed and you've decided, you know what, I really can't believe that anymore. I have to, look at what I have learned this semester and say, hey, I've grown as a person. That falls right into the personal beliefs that you had that were challenged. Or maybe the stereotypes that you were carrying, maybe you didn't even realize they were stereotypes, but now you figured out, you know what, those were things that I thought that I now know that that's not correct. What are some main points that you've learned? What are you going to take away from this course? Okay, what are you going to walk away saying, I learned this? And then how do you plan to incorporate everything that you learned into your life moving forward? Y'all, that's a lot of talking points, okay? So if you cannot get a minimum of 1 page after answering all those questions, we got bigger fish to fry. Those are also just starting points. You can dive even deeper into that, all right? So I'm not going to hold you to a particular like MLA or APA, whatever. I just want a minimum of 1 page essay, which means, it's a college level writing. So you've got to have an entrance paragraph, you've got to have a conclusion paragraph, you've got to have some body paragraphs, no larger than a 12-point font, okay? Professional, it's got to be proofread, content's got to be college level, all right? And then you'll pop that into the submission link when you're done. The final thing, this is fun, this is super fun for me, I love to see what you guys create. It's an image collection, all right? So the template is linked here, but it's also linked in Moodle, but it looks like this. All right, so you're going to reflect back on each of the sessions that we have done this semester. You might want to go back in and look at the content or the assignments that we did, and you're going to find an image, literally like Google search an image, okay? And then you're going to pop it into the image column. I am asking you to resize your images, make them smaller, okay? No bigger than like a wallet size photo, because if it's too big, Moodle's not going to accept your submission, all right? So don't give me super huge images. But think back to the content that we've discussed and covered in each of these sessions and find some sort of image that you relate to that session and what you learned in that session, all right? The images that you see inside of Moodle have come from this assignment from other students. So here's a challenge to you. Find an image that's way better than the one that's in Moodle. So that will make Miss Guy want to change her image in Moodle to your image, okay? When you are done with that, you're going to drop it into the assignment or the assignment link in Moodle. And then that's it. That's all of the 4 directions, okay? So your directions document is first, and then each of the 4 parts of the final project have their own assignment link that you will submit into. As a reminder, I am only an email away, so if you have questions or concerns, send me an email. And just a helpful hint, once you submit that infographic, shoot me an email and ask me to double check and make sure that I can see what you submitted. And that would be a great way for you to make sure that I'm going to be able to grade what you submitted. All right, one final reminder that there is no late work accepted in session 14 because it is the final session for this course. And so final grades are getting ready to be due. I'm not accepting late work for session 14. So make sure that you give yourself plenty of time to work ahead. All right, I'm going to be looking at my email. If you need me, send me an email. If not, I'm going to assume you're good to go and you don't need any help. Enjoy the final leg of SOC 225.